Hey every pony, it's not your favorite YouTuber here, Tony Exotic Bruh. Let me give you a little story. So when I was younger, I loved listening to Fnaf fan music and watching the animations that go along with them. You know, they usually had the little guys, singing and dancing. That's what got me into YouTube. If you look at my early videos, my fairly early videos, you'll see some animated Fnaf music videos, or whatever the hell this is. When I was younger, I would also eat wood off my bed, so yeah. Anyways, point is, I've compiled a bunch of FNAF songs today and sorted them by game they're based off. And today, I'm gonna be ranking them based on how much I like the music. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you. It's in the title and thumbnail. If you're at least older than 5 years old, you should be able to grasp this. Let's try and quickly go over some rules for this ranking, because everything needs the rules. So we're going to limit each game to a minimum of 20 songs, with the exception of Sister Location. Also, the games after you sin, I'll probably have to lower, because I don't think they'll have that many songs. The songs for each games will have to be explicitly about the game, which means it has to stick to the game I'm slotting it into. So songs about specific characters will usually not be added. Also, exception for Help Wanted and FNAF 1. Yeah. And with that being said, let's get listening. Oh yeah, and I'll link each one of my playlists for each of the games in the description. I think you can do that. There's like a total of 14 tracks, so if you really want to listen to all that. I found a boogie.
You look like Freddy Fazbear.
So for the first game, I did kinda high-key break the rules. I mean, I have a few songs that are pretty character-specific, and a few that are definitely not from the era, which was part of my mindset when choosing, even though it's not explicitly put in the rules. But there are a lot of rule-following headbangers. For example, Look at Me Now, 5 Long Nights, the Living Tomb song, that's an absolute classic. And I have a whole list right here. Stay Away From Me, all 3 Fandroid musics, Welcome to Freddy, We Want Out, all bangers. And honestly, lots of variety for the one game, even though, I take things from after the time of release. But they had lots of different beats and vocals, and it kept it nice. But on the other side of the coin, there are some pretty basic songs. But Mendo Pony definitely had the most buns songs. Notice and Just Gold are classic bangers. But also I put Chica and They Rise, and those are just kind of they're not me. They're not. Conclusion for FNAF 1. I'm gonna give it a solid A tier. This is a tier ranking. Yeah, it's an A tier for now.
Yo, the pizza here. Oh, nigga.
So on to FNAF 2 now. I didn't really think it broke from the themes of FNAF 1. Like, it didn't really make its own ideas. It kind of just stuck to the one survive the night, kind of, well, literally. But it stuck to the one survive the night concept, which I just kind of dulled it down. It had good music, but just kind of boring and basic a lot of the time. The outliers I thought included Mechanical Instinct by the Aviators, 5 More Nights by JT Music, Showtime by Madame Macabre, and the Puppet Song by Tryhard Ninja. Those are the ones I just think that strayed away from the pretty basic stuff, and they were pretty good. Same level as FNAF 1 songs, I think. The Living Tombstone low-key just stays on top. They just stay winning. But conclusion right now will be B tier, and honestly teetering on C tier. Alright, FNAF 3 time. Honestly, I think FNAF 3 had a lot more creative themes and topics straight out of the gate. It continues, from what I heard, a lot of the poppy, electronic-y elements, with some exceptions, but different topics within the lyrics and songs. Examples: We Are the Phantoms by Rotten Eggplant, I'm the Purple Guy by DA Games, Salvage by Nate Wants to Battle, Our Little Horror Story by the Aviators, and Springtrap by Madame Macabre again. Dude, the Aviators are honestly cooking so hard. They're their Mechanical Instinct and our Little Horse Sorting are on my rotation daily. But this was just solid all around with some like really good bangers. Like the good bangers were good bangers. El Hugany included. Conclusion, very high A tier. Honestly, really close to S tier. Really it's really close. So yeah.
My main goal is to and then act like I don't know nobody.
Alright, FNAF 4 is our fourth game. It has so many solid bangers throughout the entire track I've created. Many song topics because of the state of the game and the clear story. Many genres and beat styles. I don't even know what that means, but I wrote it and it sounds correct. But they're all still familiar and tied closely into the game while sounding good. The strongest songs I found included Never Be Alone by Shadow, You Can't Escape Me, and Too Far by Chaotic Canine Culture, Break My Mind by DA Games, A Brother's Sorrow by Adam Hoek Tua. Sorry, that was bad. A Monster Under My Bed by Aviators, and A Child Like You by Kyle Allen Music. These songs hit like I can't even. You just have to listen to it with my freaking playlist. I think my playlist is actually curated to be one of the best playlists ever. Conclusion, I'm feeling 100% a strong S tier for this one. This one, I might change it, but I'm pretty dang confident in this. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to ask that you subscribe if you are enjoying it. If you're not enjoying, I guess that's fine. And if you don't want to subscribe, you still have time. But just if you made it this far, then you should, because I would smile for every subscriber I get. I smile. But anyways, for FNAF World, I'm gonna go for one sentence for each song because there's only 5. JT Music has really good lyrics. That have so much FNAF World just generally ingrained in the lyrics. They have to be the best FNAF rappers in the biz. Shadrow's vocals are perfect for a song about the flip side. Such a nice techno tune. DA Games makes good music even without a lot of FNAF World stuff in it. Kind of like Dollar General, Crush 40, and I mean that in a good way. Not as catchy as Flipside. The other Flipside song, but still a likable, catchy song. And finally, this is just co-working music. So, conclusion, I'm not gonna lie, it really was gonna be S tier until El Hugany hopped in thinking he was part of the team. So it's going in A tier. FNAF Sister Location, my personal favorite of the first 6 or 7 games. It also definitely got away with having a little too many songs on the playlist on the track. But that just shows how many bangers there are in this track. Hit after hit. I mean, it is the most listenable playlist I've ever created. Lots of songs from the same creators, but also lots of different songs from others I've never even heard before. Nice use of trailer lines I've noticed, and themes from Sister Location. You know, the scooping, the underground, Ennard just in general, and other character songs, even though I said those weren't allowed. Examples are Nate Wants the Battle song, I forgot what it was, Circus of the Dead by Tryhard Ninja, Join Us for a Bite, and You Belong Here, both by JT Music, and Below the Surface by Griffinilla. Honestly, I don't like. I think Aviators kind of fell off after 4. So, but the Ballora songs were on top. I swear to God, they're so good. Conclusion: this is probably one of the strongest S tiers I've ever given. Like, this will probably be the top of S tier.
Guys, I'm going to get a haircut. I'm so excited. I'm gonna look so good.
Alright, FNAF Pizza Sim, otherwise known as FNAF 6. The songs were kind of generic past the usual CD5, Tryhard Ninja, Dawko, you know, the ones that consistently pump out bangers, but they're good, but they were just kind of stale, maybe. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's just not my thing, or maybe it's not my taste, or maybe I was playing Fortnite, which I wouldn't be surprised. But I listened to these twice. I gave them a good listen, and they were pretty good, but they didn't really stand out. Nothing really jumped at me and grabbed me by the balls. You know, like. Anyways, I don't know. It didn't all hit. It didn't all hit the right spots. You know, my ears. You know, it didn't really hit my drums the way I'd like them to. So, I mean, I'm gonna have to give it a C tier. Conclusion C tier. Honestly, I wish it was higher. It's one of my favorite games. But maybe it was just my playlist.
We did it!
Ultimate Custom Night. This is a smaller batch, not necessarily bad, but nothing really stood out to me, jumped up, except for Doggo Song. I thought it was pretty good. Better than his other song for Fnaf 6, his last song. But I did kind of break the rules for this, at least the rules I set for myself. I don't know if I said it, but I put remixes and repeats. Whoops. I think the remixes were understandable because it's a combination of a bunch of other FiveNightsAtFreddys songs, just like the game, a combination of all the 1 through 6. So I think it kind of counts. But not very strong otherwise. Not even much to talk about because of the small selection. Conclusion, for a lot of factors, it's gonna be a C tier. I might change it, but it's staying C.
Hey guys, I'm in New York City just hanging out.
I really wanted Help Wanted. Hey, nice. I really wanted Help Wanted to sound better. I really wanted it to sound better. It didn't sound bad, but I had high expectation. Lots of the same stuff. Kind of the same electronic-y sound, if I remember correctly. It's just not all my jam. It still sounded really, really solid across the board, but just not quite my fruit. If that makes sense, which probably doesn't. So conclusion, I'm gonna go in a B tier. I also didn't have any standouts for this. I don't really. What was that one? Doggo Song, Darkest Desire. Yeah. But its conclusion is let's go in a B tier. I also might change this, but it just seems appropriate. I don't know.
Freddy Fazbear, what happened?
Okay, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I had high hopes for this one, and it mostly lived up. The songs that I knew were good were fantastic. Songs I didn't know are consistently solid, with mostly head pumpers, barring a few mid songs, just like the game. It's rocky, but it's still pretty darn good. I would like to give standouts this time because I do have a few. This comes from Inside by the incredible The Living Tombstone makes their grand return. Total Insecurity by Rocket Music and Superstar by CG5. Both of them had beautiful 2D animations. I love to see it. I love to see 2D animation thrive. Yeah, those are both bangers. Also, the songs. And Pizza the Accent by The Stupendium. All bangers. Which conclusion, which all cement it, I think, in a perfectly nice A tier. I think it mostly deserves this for the nice sound of these songs. And it makes me pretty excited for Ruin, honestly.
So no head?
Okay, we're in the home stretch now, folks. Sad news, though. I really wanted to like Ruin, and I mostly did. A lot of talent and bops, but it just felt kind of generic. Lots of what I said for FNAF 2 applies, but I honestly like FNAF 2 more. I'm looking back at the track list, and I'm moving FNAF 2 up to an A tier. They kind of banged. Not a lot of standouts, but I do have some. Mechanized and Alive by Arcadeify, Ruin by Night Cove the Fox, and Ruin Lullaby by CG5 are pretty good, I suppose. No, I actually did like those. Conclusion, sadly, gonna give Ruin a B tier, although I think they did pretty good, but generic and generally above average, which makes me low-key worried for Help 1 and 2.
Donald Trump! Hello, Peter. Welcome to Fortnite.
Help 1 and 2, super short song list. It's literally 5, same amount as Fnaf World. And it wasn't as dooky as expected, honestly, which is very surprising. There were some catchy tunes, though not always my style. Render Me Alive by Tryhard Ninja, he always bangs. Unexpected Standout, The World Through My Eyes by Cabix Music. That one really banger. Overall, as a package, it has a nice sound, but it just still falls short, either due to the 5 songs or it's just, my music taste. Conclusion, I want to put it in B tier. Not bad, not mid, not absolutely shitty butthole, poopy butt face tier. Just serviceable. Finally, almost done with this mid music. I'm foaming at the mouth here, trying to listen to real peak music. I'm sorry to disappoint, I didn't put Jackie's Box on my Secret of the Mimic playlist, but for the grand finale, did we close off with bangers, is what we really should be asking. Well, Mr. President, another banger has hit the second tower, because even though there's only 10 songs on this track, it's pretty fire. Like Secret of the Mimic's ending. Oh, that was slick. I've listened to it for a fair amount, and there's just no misses. All good songs. Standouts include What Have I Done by Irendil. Hopefully I said that right. Mimic You by Cougar McDowell VA. You Created a Liar by Longest Solo Ever, and Imitation by CG5. Damn, those songs, they just hit. They hit pretty hard. They're just really good, but all the other ones are definitely also toe tappers. Conclusion, capping off the final game of the mainline games. On this list, we have a big, juicy, with a hint of horseradish, S tier. It totally deserves it. You should give it a listen. I mean, until 50 more songs come out and they sound like dog, this is probably the best set of Secret of the Mimic songs you'll get west of the freaking Mississippi River.
Top into a new game. Okay, wait a minute. This soundtrack, it kind of goes hard. I'm twerking right now. You can't tell, but I am.
So there's my final ranking for every FNAF, every mainline FNAF game, I guess. I think it's pretty well informed, I guess is how I would say. I'm not a music connoisseur. Freaking Sir Manny Music himself. Freaking Music Man himself. I'm not him. Anyways, if you think I'm stupid, dumb face, and disagree, listen to the playlist yourself and give your own ranking or opinions. Or I guess if you don't really have to listen to them, but just give your own opinions and maybe rankings. I genuinely love to hear your thoughts. Anywho, it's kind of all. I'll see you on the next episode of the show where I end up eating 12 hot dogs swimming in ketchup somehow. See ya.
Doesn't matter, Uncle Ben. The book songs are better than all of them.